Good evening and welcome to episode 27 of the Clash of the Reds podcast. I'm your host, Dawg, and I'm back after a short stint away. I've actually had no internet for the past week and a half, so a shout out to Virgin Media and that sun-dried BG Richard Branson. They called themselves Chase, but they've had no problems doing me constantly with no internet service throughout my whole home. It has been a jam-packed week, of course, in the Premier League and European football. We had the big one yesterday. No, that's not me doing an impression of my ex-girlfriend telling her friends about my massive personality. I am, of course, referring to Arsenal versus Man City. The media has hyped this up as the Master versus the Apprentice, Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, Beatrix Kiddo versus Bill, Mia Khalifa versus Yasmina Khan. And like Yasmina Khan, Arsenal found themselves on all fours yesterday as they were dealt another blow to their Premier League title hopes. Man City are creeping up on Arsenal worse than Zahid creeping up on his patients to administer anesthetic, worse than Danyaal creeping up on haram couples during Ramadan, asking why they're not at the mosque, worse than Omar creeping up on random people using their phones, asking if they're with Labara and what the service is like, and worse than Tamim creeping up on random gym goers to see if they want to buy some knockoff creatine. Arsenal's run of poor form has reignited the famous B word, but is it too soon for us to indulge in bottling banter? Just down the road from the Etihad, we had the Merseyside derby, where Virgil van Dijk, a man whose beard looks like the bottom of a Cornetto, stole a last-minute winner to give his team hope of securing a spot in the UCL next season. Such was the excitement of the win that Arne Slot actually grew some hair, although I'm not sure hair growth on his scrotum technically counts. Rumour has it that the Hill Dickinson Stadium will now be renamed to the Hill Dykingen Stadium, but this has naturally upset some contingent of some fans, which I'll obviously want to indulge in because we don't want to get cancelled. And further afield down in London, Manchester United scraped a 1-0 win against Chelsea thanks to a goal from Brazilian forward Matheus Cunha. Cunha famously scored the winner, which instigated Arsenal's decline a few months ago. And it looks like Jim Ratcliffe was right. London is being colonised by foreigners. Joining me, as always, are my esteemed guests. We have our resident Arsenal fan and hardcore, passionate gooner, Danyaal. I think his service has gone off at the moment, probably gooning. We have Gujarat's answer to James Corden, Zahid. Hello, Zahid.
Hello, how's it going? That was a lovely intro. Thank you.
We should have Tamim here, but he's obviously must be in the gym or something. But I've described him as a man who resembles Spock after he's done 100 Bulgarian split squats on the Starship Enterprise. And then obviously we have my fellow fake Mancunian, Omar. Hello, Omar.
Lads, how's everyone doing?
Very well. Right, I'm excited. I feel like Adam when he said to Eve, stand back. I don't know how big this is going to be. Danyaal is back. Right, our pasting subject for today. Let's start off with Manchester City versus Arsenal. Danyaal, you need to give us your thoughts immediately because I suspect for the past day and a half you've been restraining yourself from punching the wall or moaning to the world about how your problems are bigger than everybody else's problems. Talk to me. What's going on?
I think Danyaal's internet might be.
Danyaal, are you doing like the what's that thing called from a year?
Is this how he gets out of having to cover the Arsenal?
He's gonna blame it on his internet. In fact, let's start off with you, Zahid, man. How did you find the match yesterday?
So yeah, I mean, is he back?
Danyaal,
yeah, he's back.
All
right, he's not gonna get out of it. Let's get straight into it then. So Danyaal, do you want to start before we all chime in?
So they're having some internet problems. It's funny you guys are cussing.
Is that what we're calling you? Yeah, internet problems. You know you're gonna get violated today.
Gave me some ain, man. Like, thought internet was doing pretty good for the last couple of weeks, and then it started to dip already, man. Yeah, I'm okay. Recovering from yesterday. I think I was probably more anxious about yesterday more than anything. I was probably just relieved that the final whistle actually finally did hit. Put me out of my misery. Yeah, I mean, where should we start, boys? Maybe the lineups. I think that's a good spot. I think from my perspective, I was happy the fact Kai Havertz has started alongside Hincapié, because obviously he's been out injured for a little while. Eze was on the left alongside Martin Odegaard, which is a big difference to the cup final. So a bit more technical quality in that starting lineup, I felt. And Arsenal started pretty brightly, other than a kind of risky pass out from the back from Raya, we're pressing up really, really high. We kind of showed our intent to play football. And I guess overall, it was the most satisfying Arsenal performance in the last kind of 5-6 weeks since the Leverkusen match. Like, we played really, really well, even if the outcome and the result wasn't in our favour in the end. A number of kind of key incidents, obviously. First goal, Cherki kind of turning into prime De Bruyne and Eden Hazard, twisting our defence up to make it 1-0. And then, again, as I mentioned, our press was really, really strong. Really unsettled Donnarumma, and Havertz kind of getting his goal just through hard work and resilience, really. After that, it was a pretty even matchup up until maybe the first 10 minutes of the second half. City came into it pretty strong. Arsenal on the ropes a little bit until Eza got a really, really good shot. I was unlucky to have hit the inside of the post and to have come out. After that, I think Havertz was through 1-on-1. Obviously couldn't convert, and in kind of true football terms, soon after that, Martinelli switches off, comes on from Madueke, doesn't track Nico O'Reilly, doesn't come back for the press, and then Haaland does what Haaland does. There was some debate online today about whether Haaland was actually fouling Gabriel or not. I know Zahid felt that maybe Gabriel was holding Haaland himself as well. Look, what we've seen them given. Interestingly, right? I felt like if Gabriel maybe made the most of it, if he went down and if there was some complaints made to the ref, I thought maybe VAR would have had a look at it as a result of that. But I think Tamim mentioned on our WhatsApp chat as well, like maybe Gabriel was lucky not to have been sent off, and I agree. Like, if Haaland sells that headbutt, then Gabriel walks, and I think our title hopes is truly done and dusted. It makes it 2-1, and then we kind of huffed and puffed, and unfortunately couldn't blow City's house down. I was left feeling more frustrated and with a lot of what ifs. Obviously, Havertz had that glorious chance at the end to make it 2-2, and I was really, really gutted that he didn't get it on target, because if he gets on target, it's a goal. It kind of puts the title back into City's hands, I think. I don't know what anyone else thought of the match, or what everyone else thought generally, if anyone wants to kind of have the two-piece.
Zahid, you go first. You look like you're itching. You're either waiting to pound him or you've got crabs. I don't know. Go for it.
Probably both.
I don't know. I guess I agree with some of the things that Danyaal said. Like, Arteta said he wanted to see 5 from his team and whatnot, and that translated with Arsenal obviously pressing high from the beginning. Basically kind of doing what City did to them in the cup final, or the Carabao Cup. And obviously that paid dividends when Kai Havertz got onto that Donnarumma clearance from the back and rebounded off him to go into the goal. There's some interesting points from this game, which I think I wanted to discuss a little bit about. One of them was the position of Ryan Cherki in this Man City team, and how usually Guardiola will sort of eke out this creativity and this flair from his players and get them playing in a system. But for whatever reason, Guardiola's realized that Cherki is a maverick and he's a creative engine of this team, and he should center his team around Cherki. I think about when they signed, what's his name? The guy who's at Everton now. Was at Villa as well before he went to, what's his name? The English guy.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah, Jack Grealish. So he was another Maverick that City signed, and obviously he didn't settle into the team eventually, and he got moved on. And he kind of sort of played on the left, and when he was at Villa and stuff, he was very much the engine of that team, driving force, creative, blah blah blah. Did not translate when he moved to City, and I mean he won multiple titles, but ultimately he got moved on as well. So it's interesting to see how much Guardiola is now. I mean, because at the beginning of the season, he didn't really play too much in the team, or he didn't have the role he has now. And for whatever reason, Guardiola has decided that he's going to focus his team around Cherki. And I mean, his goal epitomized, just how much of a throwback footballer he is, and how great it is to see that sort of goal scored in the game. Other than that, I mean, it was lovely to see the battle between Haaland and Gabriel. That was great to see. They were both going at it. They were both. They were both basically. There's a good old centre forward and centre back scrap really throughout the game. You saw Gabriel basically. I don't know how you managed to rip someone's undershirt when you're holding their shirt. Like, I don't even know how that happens. Like, how much grappling do you have to rip someone's undershirt? And obviously there was a headbutt incident. I mean, Gabriel, he could have been sent off before that. I mean, that could have been he could have had. Well, it depends. I would say.
Where?
I obviously VAR gave it that the ball came off his shoulder and didn't hit his arm. But he also motioned, even though his hands were behind his back, he still motioned towards the ball. And I wouldn't say that it's clear that it definitely hit his shoulder. VAR could have sent the ref to go and have a look at the screen, but it seemed that VAR and the ref didn't really have a big role to play in this game necessarily, or they didn't want to play a big role in this game. Other than that, I mean, Gabriel could have been sent off for the headbutt. The thing in the box between Haaland and Gabriel, I mean, Gabriel was pulling on him first, and then Haaland it was never going to be given as a to disallow the goal, because it was, like you said, Danyaal, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. But yeah, no, I think it was a great game. And even though Arsenal fans are all doom and gloom and saying it's all over now, and the league's done and dusted, you're still 3 points ahead. You still got a game in hand. City got a game in hand, obviously. But I think they've beaten Burnley in 18 of the last 19 games or something like that. So precedent is there for them to not do so well. But yeah, no, I think there's still more twists and turns. Arsenal could lose a game. City could also lose a game as well. So I don't think it's all over yet.
Yeah.
And City's running is more difficult than Arsenal's.
Yeah, it is. It is. Interestingly, like, I think we spoke about this last week, Zahid, right? Like, I think I had the opinion that if Arsenal lost, that we would, the title was basically City's. The performance itself has given me a lot more optimism, a lot more enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. That if we're getting players back, I think we'll win our remaining matches. It's just up to whether City drop any points or not. The thing which would be almost really hard to take is if it ends up going to goal difference on the last day. So we played Burnley at home. So I'm just hoping we can get our goal difference up versus them in that game. But yeah, Saka's due to come back, Kalafuri is due to come back, Timber's due to come back. I was quite hopeful that one of them could have at least made the bench, but yeah, it wasn't to be. Well, my one kind of complaint, I think this was a common complaint with a lot of Arsenal fans as well, was Arteta taking Eze off in the 70th minute. He's our one kind of player who can kind of create a goal out of nothing. Just when we were kind of going under the cosh, he was the one who kind of turned the tide for us a little bit with that shot that hit the post. And then we were able to put a bit of pressure onto them.
I don't think there is an Arsenal fan who agreed with that substitution, because every Arsenal fan was completely upset with that.
Really, really baffling. And it's like the accusation with Arteta is he'd rather kind of lose 2-1 than try and make it 2-2 or rather like, you know, take the risk to lose 3-1. If you're losing, like pour your eggs in it. Like I guess I'm a bit Arsene Wenger pilled in that, you know, Wenger would chuck on all the attackers. You know, he used to play like Walcott at right back, Kanu as an attacking mid. Like he would have like 4-2-4 to try and get that goal, no matter what would happen. And it just seems like Arteta isn't willing to take those risks. Like maybe a fullback could have come off for another attacker. It just seemed a bit too early for Eze to come off, in my opinion. What
are your thoughts on the fact that? I mean, I've got it here. I wrote it down. Gyökeres was your third attacking substitution, and only got 6 minutes plus injury time to come on. He's your £60 million striker. He's your top scorer, and when you needed a goal to get back in the game, I mean, he didn't come in until basically the death minute.
Yeah, the 84th minute.
Yeah.
This was specific to this match. I think Arteta realised and learned from the cup final that we need our ballers on the pitch yesterday. And however much I have defended Gyökeres, 18 goals, we needed a goal scorer. One thing he isn't is a technical baller, like Havertz can be, someone who can hold the ball up, make the ball stick. I think the players don't fully trust him in possession as well. I think that was quite telling with the fact that, you know, Arteta only put him on with 6 minutes to go.
Danyaal, you mentioned Havertz.
He didn't get a single touch of the ball, by the way.
Well, Danyaal, you mentioned Havertz. Had he scored that header at the end, which was a golden chance, would you have been happy with the draw?
Yeah, man, I would have absolutely. If I would have bit your hand off before the match for a draw, because it would have kept the title firmly in Arsenal's hands. Would have made sure that City dropped two more points. Would have absolutely threw with a draw, but yeah, wasn't to be in that scenario.
Oh, and Danyaal, playing devil's advocate on the Gyökeres. Yeah, I know me and you have had a few back and forths about Gyökeres, Ekitike. I actually thought that maybe it might have been a good idea to maybe play Gyökeres earlier on, because there was a point in the game where it was 1-1. City were having majority of the ball. They were pushing high. I feel like there's some space like in behind that City defense, and I know Gyökeres ain't the quickest, but at the same time, he did thrive with space, especially for Sporting. And I feel like where it's not, tightly congested in the box, that's where Gyökeres may thrive. And he's not the best aerially as well. So I thought maybe with the run in behind, I actually thought maybe might have been an idea to play him earlier on. But I'm not an Arsenal expert. I don't know what your thoughts on that is, if you think that's a good idea or not.
Devil's advocate. Come on, Tamim, man. Violate him.
Okay.
Why are you being so civil for? Violate him.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Violate him. Don't blame it.
You've got to think about answer.
I was thinking, am I lagging here, or is Danyaal? I was questioning my internet right now. I don't know if it's.
The Yard's like type in the chat. Absolutely not. We're gonna violate you publicly, okay? I've come out of really bad depression.
Oh wait,
you today, bro.
I just
talking about.
Asked the question to myself there, didn't I? Well, should I give an answer to that?
The Yard, be honest. Are Arsenal bottling it? Let's just get it out in the open. Our bollocks.
Oh, is he gone again?
Oh no!
Has he bottled it?
He's like,
at least I'm not the only one that got blanked.
It's like my last date, bro. I sat there asking that question. She just walked out. Bitch. I'd be paid 30 quid for it. It'd been meal for 2.
Oh mate!
Even Danyaal's internet's bottling.
Oh, it's contagious, man. It's contagious.
Sorry,
bro.
The Cowpage internet is spreading, man, like a virus, bro.
Bro, I don't think I've got the energy to ask that question again.
all I heard, other than loads of glitching, was something about playing devil's advocate, Gyökeres space.
And bottling.
Okay.
Bottling.
All right.
You got
Let
that
me
one.
keep it simple. Let me keep it simple. Do you think Gyökeres could have played earlier on in the game where there was space for him, where City were pushing? I'll keep it simple. Oh my God, I'm getting blanked again, aren't I?
Oh, that's right. I blame the internet, man. It's fine.
It's
You
fine,
don't
fine.
know.
I'll do an impression of Danyaal. Tamim, ask me the question. I'll be Danyaal.
All right.
Hold
Whoever
on, let me
wants
get my
to
glasses
answer.
ready, yeah? Hold on, let me just get my glasses ready so I can.
Right,
read
all right.
Yeah?
Hey, take 3. Whoever wants to answer this question, is it a good idea to have maybe played Gyökeres earlier on in the game?
Okay,
Shut up, man, innit?
I don't think
No,
so.
you know, like, XG came along, innit? And the figgy rap. I'm from Wolfenstone. Rap, Jungle Boy. Oh, he heard that, yeah?
No, yeah, that
Oh, look, he's
definitely
bought an
made sense.
interview.
Must be Daniel's twin.
Danyaal, did you hear anything, bro?
I think he would have been a bystander, and we would.
Oh no.
You cut out for the last bit, Daniel. No.
This is actually more entertaining than talking about football, man.
Now, imagine there's probably nothing wrong with his internet. He's just doing this on.
He's probably kicking the router, isn't
He's pulling it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Sticking his big toe inside the Ethernet cable, innit?
I'm getting excited.
And Omar's like, Baba Lau, trying to do some Forex trading. Yeah. My name is Prince Otumbo. I'm sitting with £1 million right now.
Oh no, man, it's pretty bad.
So it's like, I'm too
I
unwell for
don't
this
know
shit,
if you heard
man.
my answer, Tamim, but I felt like if Gyökeres would come on earlier, we would have basically been playing with 10 men anyway.
Fair enough.
What was Mosquera doing playing right back, by the way? Because it seemed like City tried to isolate him against Doku on that left side, or sort of on Arsenal's right
Yeah.
side.
I mean, I think White's stock in Arteta's eyes has dropped a little bit, especially after the Bournemouth game. And Mosquera has played right back for us a couple of times and has looked quite assured there. And it kind of worked, I guess, up until his yellow. So,
What do you make of Declan Rice saying it's not over yet to Odegaard? Do you think Odegaard was saying something to him, or do you think Odegaard looked quite dejected?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's quite telling if you're captain. If Rice has to tell your captain that it's not over yet, like that's a bit.
Maybe it was that. I mean, it might have been the fact of Havertz's miss really like impacting the team. Like Havertz looked devastated after missing that. So maybe it just had a ripple effect across the team.
I mean, that is a chance. Would have been a beautiful goal if that had gone in.
Yeah,
it would have changed the game.
Yeah,
but
the other incident I wanted to bring up was Kusanov cutting across Havertz. At the time, I thought like it was kind of maybe 50-50. By the way, I just want to say like maybe for the first time ever in my life, like big up to Anthony Taylor for actually letting the game flow and like letting the players work out what will happen on the pitch and not being the main character. Like it was actually an assured performance, despite them being, obviously some debatable decisions, shall we say? But yeah, like I think if that happens any other place on the pitch, it's a foul. But because he happened to be last man, he knew he would have to send him off, and it would change the complexion of the match. And I felt like Taylor didn't want to be the story of that match. I mean that was my feeling at the time. Yeah. I mean, what do people take on that incident?
I don't know. It's another one of those. It's a 50-50 kind of thing. I think I didn't see the slow-mo properly, but did he barge him in the back, or was it shoulder to shoulder?
So what happened was Havertz cut across Kusanov, because Kusanov was technically behind him at that moment. And then, he basically takes him down. But like, it wasn't one of those click like with Havertz. Like, whenever he goes down, it never really looks convincing. So it kind of looked like that. It kind of looked like 50-50 from that perspective. And I think if Taylor blows for a foul, he has to send him off. I think that's why he doesn't blow.
I mean, I don't know, man. My take on it is that the refs were too scared to make a decision rather than allowing the game to flow. I think they were too scared about becoming the narrative of the title deciding game. And look at, how does Gabriel get away with that headbutt on Haaland when Martinez gets sent off for the hair tug?
Hair pull.
Yeah. In the game against Leeds, I don't get that, man.
Yeah. It's what you mentioned, right? You don't want to be the story.
We've had a question coming from Charles Xavier, 87-S1C. It's like my Wi-Fi password. Mates, did we make the match bigger the final it should be? Huh? Did we get consumed by the occasion? ? It should have just been a league game. It's a fair point. What do you make of that, Danyaal? In fact, Omar, you've been very quiet. What do you make of that question from Charles Xavier? Thank you for the question. Like and subscribe.
I wouldn't say they've got consumed by the occasion. I would say to a certain degree it probably is bigger than the Carabao Cup, because this is basically what Arsenal have been working towards the last few years. As Danyaal puts it, Carabao Cup's a nice day out, whereas this is what they've been wanting for the past 20 years. And this is where all the narrative comes down to: the bottle jobs, the nearly men. They're sort of almost at the final stretch, and are they stumbling over that final hurdle? So I would say that this was definitely a bigger match than the final, because there was just a lot more at stake compared to the Carabao Cup final.
Do you think Arsenal's too affected by background noise? Like, do you think they're too sort of concerned with how other people view them, or how the media is articulating about them, or, how people like scrubs like us, like 11 o'clock at night on a Monday, talking about them? Zahid shaking his head like a Sufi in slow motion. Go on, Zahid, you start.
I think this whole team, the whole club as it is at the moment, is so invested in what everyone else thinks. I don't know if it's like trying to use the everyone's against us mentality to try and build some sort of persona and some drive to take them forward, but it's just all consuming at the moment. I mean, this game didn't, like this Charles has said, it didn't have to be as big of a game as it's been made out to be. Arsenal only let it be like that because they wanted to. Arteta used it to try and build some momentum going into the game because of what happened in the games gone past. But instead, I mean, maybe to some extent, they did bring the fire and blah, 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 but it also put more pressure on the players as well, that as the media and everything has created a narrative about how important this game is, Arsenal have then also heaped onto that to then add more pressure on themselves. Like I said, look, Arsenal have lost the game, but they're still 3 points ahead. Even though City have got a game in hand, Arsenal's goal difference is still better for now anyway. And City have a harder run in than Arsenal do.
Charles has also contributed another comment. Thank you again, Charles. He says, City has overwhelmed us with individual quality on the ball, and we did not have proper outball. Danyaal, your response to that, please?
I mean, that was the case with maybe Nico O'Reilly and Cherki, but
I can't tell if you're stuttering, Danyaal, or if it's just your internet.
Helped us.
Oh,
and I think having Havertz there, someone who can actually hold the ball up, bring others into play.
Tamim, I love how your camera's like half. You look at one of those dodgy pop-ups on my computer. Like, come on, why are you sitting at home alone, Click the like button now. Tamim, what do you think? Danyaal's internet's mashed up. Do you think Arsenal have stage fright? Should they be renamed to Premature Ejaculation FC? What's going on? Sorry, Danyaal.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
so sorry.
no. Do you know what it was? I actually think they're just currently not good enough to beat Man City. I do think it more like what Charles said in his second point. I think it does come down to individual quality and perhaps fitness, burnout. I think Man City's attack is better than Arsenal's. Defensively, you could say Arsenal edge it slightly, but the quality that Man City have in their midfield and their front three is miles above what Arsenal have. And it showed the way City kept the ball, they dominated. Arsenal couldn't really press them. Again, that could be a fitness thing, but they just couldn't get anywhere near them. The City players were just too good, too sharp, too accurate with their passes. Turkey, magician, as you've all sort of said in this episode. He was a difference maker. Doku was always a threat. So, they were just getting run ragged, I think, Arsenal. And credit to them and Arteta. I actually think they did try, they didn't park the bus like some people thought they would. I think they did actually have a proper go at City, and they did change the tactics slightly. Like, I don't know if they've done it before. I've not watched Arsenal much, but Raya was going long quite a lot actually in the first half rather than trying to build up slowly from the back. And I think that's come from that criticism that they've had recently of their inability to play out from the back, and maybe with Rice and Zubimendi not being good enough with their progressive passing. So that was quite nice to see. They lumped it forward, 4 or 5 players like surrounding like their defense and trying to win the duels, or even if they didn't win the duels, they were trying to press them hard. It was like watching actually like Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. It's kind of like direct, gegen pressing kind of play. So no, I think Arsenal did have a go with their limitations. I think they tried to win the game, or tried to at least draw the game. They didn't park it, so I'll give them credit where it's due. I just don't think I just don't think they're currently as good as Man City. That's what it comes down to, in my opinion.
I mean, it does make me appreciate Klopp's Liverpool side a lot more as well now, because they kind of faced the City side that was really at their peak. I do think it is a bit of stage fright. Danyaal, can you hear us still? Are you connected?
Yeah. Hopefully it's stable for a bit.
Yeah, go on. Hit us with your thoughts before I go into the next question by Charles.
What was the question anyway?
He said, what is Pep's kryptonite? My initial thoughts would be shampoo, but a proper precise outball to calm, collector and finisher a la VVD, Trent and Salah. What do we have? Coquerez, Martinelli, Magalhaes. I'm ESP done with Magalhaes as a vanilla CB. Thank you again, Charles. What do you make about that, Danyaal?
I guess I agree with that. I mean, if you think about when we've beaten City comfortably last season, when we beat them 5-1, even the season before, it was in kind of individual quality, really. Saka turning up before, like I feel like whenever we played City, Saka's kind of been absent or injured. Maybe he might have been able to make the difference on the day. Having who I felt before his injury was, right up there with some of the best right backs in the world. During Timber, been really missing him for the last 5 weeks. Having him on the pitch might have made a difference as well. So actually, having someone who, in terms of individual quality, it can make the difference on the day, I guess. So yeah, I'm not sure about Big Gabby, like being done with Big Gabby. I think he's been arguably one of our players of the season. He almost got a goal as well, like when it hit the post soon after they scored. I mean, I get the point about Martinelli and Gyökeres. But Big Gabby has been I think one of our MVPs this year. So yeah.
Where do you think Arteta stands, Danyaal? Let's just say Arsenal don't win the league this year, which would be a shame based on how you guys have started, and they obviously don't win the Champions League. Do you think it'll be curtains for Arteta, or do you think some players may be itching for a move? Because, that would be, 8 years or 7 years without a Premier League, without a Champions League, just one FA Cup. Yeah. And obviously that doesn't tell the full story as to how close you guys have come, but, football naturally is a results game. Do you think, what are your thoughts on that in regards to the chosen one? Oh, Tamim's gone. Too much.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say really. I know some people are already in the Arteta out or firmly in that camp. I'm not there yet, and it's a much more nuanced question than Arteta and Arteta out. It's about who could you get that will have the ability to get us over the line and allow us to win a league and will allow us to become better without us making us worse. You know, like most coaches will probably not allow us to finish first. Maybe the level drops a little bit with implementing a new style of play, new squad. There's all of these factors. Yeah, that's kind of my opinion on Mikel if he doesn't get over the line in one of the two competitions that we're in now.
Look at you, first name basis besties, me and Mikel, just bottling the lead together. Zahid, you look like you want to say something. You're proper like leaning in, man.
I think we didn't talk about that Bernardo Silva recovery run on Havertz. Like, how did he make the yards back, and how did he manage to do what he did? Really, key moments. We spoke about this last week. We spoke about how, you know, whatever will happen, but it will come down to moments and players taking their moment, all that. And yeah, clearly City won the moments of the game pretty much.
Basically, we had 5 clear-cut chances and they weren't taken. I do feel like overall that the better team lost on the day, and that just happens in football. Yeah, that was my opinion.
Tamim, I see you doing an impression of The Rock with your raised eyebrow. Do you not agree with Danyaal's opinion there?
I don't know if the better team did lose. I think City had more shots than you guys, more possession. XG was fairly even. I mean, you could argue it could have gone either way, but I don't think the better team lost. I would say, to try and be fair, it was quite an evenish game.
Omar, what do you think? You think Arsenal had it coming? Are you happy to see their slow, rapid decline? Oh, it's slow, rapid. Are you happy to see their slow decline?
It does make for an entertaining end to the season. And for those that are not involved in the top race, then all the more fun for us. Especially the angry messages Danyaal sends on the WhatsApp group whenever anyone mentions anything. So it always brings a bit of a laugh when you're at work.
I have a theory that Danyaal probably gets bullied by Liverpool supporters and Man United supporters elsewhere. So he takes it out on us guys, isn't it? Like, oh, look at these degenerates, isn't it? It's okay, Danyaal. I'll chuck in the number for Samaritans in the chat if anyone's interested. Charles is back with another comment. We cannot live 2 vanilla CBs, only one, and in this new league, as Arteta himself called it, we need a CB with excellent ball playing CB as well. I mean, over to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know what you mean by vanilla, Charles, but I feel like, what do you mean like basic? I feel like Gabriel's distribution has definitely improved compared to when he first joined the club. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure where you're at with that point. We need a centre back with excellent ball playing. I mean, one thing which Mikel likes to do is collect centre backs. So I'm not sure if that's what we would need for next season.
Charles is back. Gosh, the X-Men revival is on its way. At least let us all be excited for the bottle derby versus another similar team under the spell of a manager that has 14 years and 2 trophies.
All right, yeah, so Simeone.
Charles,
yeah,
let it rip. Violate him.
So he's referring to the semi-final, which we didn't speak about actually. Like Arsenal making the semi-final of the Champions League, the first time in our history we made back-to-back UCL semis. The bottle derby. I'm not sure we call it the bottle derby. Maybe the Harambe derby. But yeah. That'll be an interesting match. And like I said, I'm maybe more optimistic for that game if we can get all our players back in time. the likes of Timber, the likes of Calafiori. I think they'll definitely make a difference if they can come back for that semi-final.
Let's be really honest though, those Champions League matches were horrible. I'm so glad I watched the Bayern Real Madrid game.
Yeah, I was at the Emirates. Yeah,
of course you were.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear.
I think Arsenal aren't ready.
No, I was at the Emirates.
Oh, go on.
Danyaal, over to you.
No, I was just saying, like, I was at Emirates and they played the goals at half time, and you could tell there was a bit of maybe a bit of jealousy over the fact that this was such a good match that we were missing in the crowd.
Arsenal fans jealous. That's
yeah.
new. We've never seen that before.
I think Arsenal fans are not ready for the level of shithousery that Diego Simeone's team is going to bring for this semi-final. I mean, maybe not to the same extent that they did for the Barcelona game. Like there was issues with them, like not trimming the pitch and all sorts of nonsense before that game. How Simeone said he was going to park the bus. Like, how do you deal with the counterattacks? He said, we're just not going to attack. Like all this sort of stuff. And I don't know. It's almost as if like it kind of reminds me of a game where I think when England played Uruguay and they just weren't ready for that sort of rough and tumble, the sort of players falling all over the place, the real stop-start game. I don't think, I mean, what Arsenal did to Wolves to try and waste time to win that game, this is going to be another level of shithousery that Arsenal are going to witness against Atletico Madrid. And I don't think Arsenal are going to be ready for it. So I would say Arsenal should go through in that game over the two legs, but don't be surprised if Simeone's Atleti team stifle Arsenal completely.
Yeah, another comment from Charles. Is he frozen? This is brilliant, man. I love how Charles is just hitting him with all these questions. Yeah, are you there? Blink twice. He says, bro, Richie Calafiori on the ball versus Magalagas on the ball. Everyone has a blind eye. If Richie plays CB, he will not be this injured as well. Enough being sentimental to initial project faces, Gabby, Odi. What do you think about that? You're on mute, bro.
Sorry, how's it? Yeah. Well, with regards to Calafiori, I think the club knew about his injury record when we signed him. The fact that he had to have his entire knee reconstructed. I think even if he was playing centre half, he would still be as injured and as injury prone as he is right now, regardless. I agree with maybe certain aspects of what you said there, like, you know, nothing central to initial project faces like Odegaard. But I think Gabriel is has been a pillar of this side, and we're a worse team without him in it than we are. I mean, I don't know what you Liverpool boys and United boys think of Gabriel, since Charles has a bit of an issue with him. But yeah, I mean, what's your take on him as a defender, as a player?
I think he is a good defender. He is a very good defender. Like, clearly, you know, he's pretty solid. Like, attacking wise as well in the air. Like, he's a goal threat. He's a goal threat at the set pieces. And defensively, yeah, he's very solid. Like, it is hard to score past him. So, but I do get what Charles is saying in terms of, like, when he's talking about vanilla centre backs. He is one of those centre backs that they could defend well and just clear a ball. But I think what Charles is basically trying to make the point of is, like what he said about someone like Van Dijk, who can not just defend, but also spray a good 40, 50-yard pass to Salah, like, accurately. And even like Matip, who we had, who there were times where we were sort of lost in trying to break down a team that parked the bus, but he would just go on one of these sort of runs and, you know, just a different threat to our attack. And they'd contribute in that sort of way as well. So, I totally get what... Charles is making a point about, but I think, someone like Gabriel, he is probably one of the best defenders in the world. So you got to keep him. I think, you know, I don't think about completely replacing someone like that.
He's an absolute crybaby waste man who spends too much time on social media worrying about what other people say about him, just waiting to post a picture of himself doing the same thing that they've done. He was absolute a wild card when he joined Arsenal, and somehow Saliba's got him to calm down. He's still a liability in your team, man. Like I said, he could have been sent off in that game. I don't like him. I don't think he's a good centre back. I think he brings too much chaos to your team.
Zahid, that was a really bad impression of Andy from Little Britain. I don't like him. God, you look like a
Yeah, if I was an Arsenal fan, I would not be happy with him in my team.
Omar, what's
It's a bit like
Saka?
Saka.
What's your take on him, man?
Omar, you're mute. Omar, you're on mute. Omar, you're on mute. Omar, you're on mute. Omar, you're on mute.
I think him bringing the chaos is probably beneficial to you guys. I feel like sometimes you guys are a bit too rigid in your tactics and your structure, and having a little bit of that chaos and fight helps. I wouldn't put him in as a top centre back. I think there's better centre backs. Well, in towards historically across the Premier League area, there probably are better ones, and Arsenal I think have had better ones. So yeah, I don't know where you hear a lot of people saying, "Oh no, he's had this many clean sheets, he's the best at this, whatever." But he wouldn't top Vidic, he wouldn't top Ferdinand, Terry, Van Dijk probably not. And then even if you look historically across Arsenal centre backs like Sol Campbell, I wouldn't think he would reach Sol Campbell's level either.
Is he better as a defender than Harry Maguire?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like Harry Maguire, absolute cement head in defense and attack as well.
Yeah,
he's better than washed Van Dijk at the moment, man. Like I know he scored on the weekend, bro, but like
Van Dijk, yeah.
Go on, violate him now.
Let him do what Van Dijk has done first before you try and put him in the same sentence as Van Dijk.
Yeah, he will. Don't worry, he will.
Yeah, next season will be your season, yeah. And the season after, yeah.
To be honest, he is a goal threat for you, and he causes chaos in the attacking box as well. But again, let's see how the season pans out. Could it be that you've relied too much on set pieces this season? We'll see. If it pays dividends and you win the league, then clearly that formula worked for you this season. But if it doesn't, then serious questions are going to be asked about your tactics throughout the season.
Fair dues.
Shall we move on to Liverpool-Everton, or do you guys want to continue violating Danyaal?
Don't think there's anything left.
Omar, any final?
Haaland.
I mean,
Was
Bill,
there any
right
mention
now,
of Haaland,
there's
or-
nothing left.
In fact, before we move on to Liverpool-Everton, just give Danyaal one word of violation regarding Arsenal right now. Just in case they win the league, let's just have this moment here. I'll start. Bottle jobs. Omar?
we can't call them bottle jobs yet. We need to wait till see if they actually see this out.
Yeah, no, Omar. Fucking
Nah, they've been bottling it, man. They've been bottling it. They have been bottling it. Omar. You can say
The last few matches there have been, but
yeah, they have been. I mean, since December.
if you guys can see it out, like you say, the next few your running is easier than City's running. So if you guys can see out the rest of the season, then the bottle jobs tag is gone. So we'll wait till the end of May before we say anything like that.
I've got a word for you, Omar. Cock block. Okay. I said to you pick a word to describe Arsenal. You were giving a whole hypothesis. All right, Charles is back. Listen, boys, I hear Danyaal. He is fine. I thought I said fire. He has contributed, but I'm talking about new league comment, new system, new coaches, individual quality on the ball. Danyaal, what do you make of that? I'll get you, Omar.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying and stuff in terms of like having a ball playing centre half, but I just feel like Gabriel has improved in that regard. Like he's got some assists from putting through balls in. I remember the first goal we scored against Wolves away. He made a really nice through ball to Nketiah. And some other ones I seem to remember as well. So yeah, I mean, I wonder where we'd be without his individual quality this season. I mean, yeah.
All right, let's move on to Zahid. Go on, Zahid, please.
What most centre-back pairings, you've usually got one who's like the calm one, who steadies the ship, who passes the ball around, and the other one who's a bit more chaotic and, is running out of defence to stop attacks and whatnot. But But if I think about like from a Liverpool's perspective, like we had both Matip and Van Dijk. Matip could play the ball; he could advance with the ball confidently, and then Van Dijk was there assuring the defense as well. If only Matip had stayed fit more often. But yeah.
Looks like Charles Xavier has gone rogue. X-Men Apocalypse. Mock us all you want, lads. Mock us for failing, but at least don't mock us for trying. Oh, you tried. Clubs out there spend 500 to match City, and come April support City versus us. I don't know if that's us as in Arsenal or us as in my nickname, us. But yeah,
He's talking about Liverpool.
Yo, isn't applauding haram? What are you doing there, man? All right, should we move on to Liverpool Everton?
Yes, please.
Zahid, Tamim, over to you, man.
I don't know, Tamim, do you want to take the lead on this one?
I don't mind, bro. You go for it, gun.
I mean, so it was such a huge occasion being the first Merseyside derby. So much of a narrative around the game to begin with. Like, it was the first Merseyside derby at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. It was going to be Robbo's last Merseyside derby. It was going to be Salah's last Merseyside derby. You know, I mean, it looks like Van Dijk is staying on till next season as well, but it could potentially have been his last as well. Even Konate still hasn't signed a new contract, but the linchpins of the team.
Konate's
like
just signed, bro, by the way. Sorry. I just read the
Yes.
headline. I think he's just signed today.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Or maybe
No one else wanted him, right?
I don't know. This is a double-edged sword, but yeah, no, there was huge hype around the game beforehand. It was a massive game for Liverpool because we had to win. United had beat Chelsea. Aston Villa ended up obviously winning their game as well. So we had to win that game basically because otherwise the gap to Chelsea was not going to extend. It would have still been difficult for us in terms of staying in the top 5. So we had to win that game. And it's such a huge game, being a derby as well. Those games are always more difficult. It's never follows the form book, momentum-wise, and all that sort of stuff. So there's a huge narrative around the game beforehand. And obviously, Everton started on top. They started better than us. And when Njai scored the goal, I was like, here we go. You know, all over again. It's another one of these games where the opposition scores first and then we're playing catch up throughout. And then obviously apparently the stadium announcer came out and said, oh, the first goal, the Hill Dickinson Stadium, the Merseyside derby, blah, 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 Njai. And obviously it gets chalked off. And then we go and score, and seeing Gakpo with this vision to set up Salah, I was like, oh, where has this been? Maybe he's better off just assisting instead of trying to cut in and shoot. It was a great assist, and Salah got his goal, and it was great for him. I mean, for everything he's done for Liverpool, how important he's been for our recent success. For him to get a goal in the last Merseyside derby that he'll play in is huge. Makes a huge amount of difference, I think, for him going out as well. And then obviously, pretty cagey game, I guess. Beto then scores, injures Mamadashvili in while scoring. And again, like, how bad is our luck that our third choice keeper now has to come on, who's just like signed in the summer from Preston. I didn't even see when Mamadashvili came off. I was just like, what? That is not Mamadashvili. Who's in our goal? Like, what is going on?
Bro,
yeah.
I thought Sam Goodwin was like some 17-year-old youth or something. It turns out this guy's like 29 years old or 30.
And then obviously stayed a cagey game for the rest of the game. I mean, and Beto had obviously probably the miss of the season. Like, that nearly went out for a throw-in. That was so bad. But yeah, and then Van Dijk comes up clutch at the death, gets his goal, captain, gets us out of it. He was being wrestled by Tarkowski as well as that ball was coming in from Szoboszlai. And he managed to get on the end of it, and we win the game. Huge win. Perfect in a derby like that. Drama as well. It was great to see. And I just wanted to say as well, I mean, I guess we'll talk about it more probably as the season comes to an end. But we'll look back on this time of Mohamed Salah at Liverpool, and we'll think about him, and we'll think about Mane, and we'll think about how in the times of Tommy Robinson, of reform, of Brexit, of Islamophobia throughout Britain, we'll look back and think how was it that we had two Muslim players in a title-winning Liverpool team that won not only the league, but they also won the Champions League. And we would see week in, week out, them doing celebrations of actually going down on their hands and knees and doing Salah on the pitch. And no one had an issue with it, that they were adored up and down the country, not only by Liverpool fans. And yeah, no, it would just be, we'll look back on this time and be like, how did those two things, the way the country was and the players that were at the pinnacle of the league, how did they both coexist at the same time?
Like and subscribe, folks.
Well said, Zahid. I just think memories are short, man. I think people forget very easily, don't they? People are just fickle, and that's a different topic of discussion. But that was well said, Zahid. Well said.
But yeah, what were your thoughts on the game, Tamim?
Yeah, no, I think very similar to what you were saying. It was it started off same old, back and forth. I thought it was entertaining to watch, but Everton were getting through our defense so easily, and it's just like the same old thing of like, where is our defense? Like, where is the solidity that we used to have in the past? And yeah, they had a couple of chances. We were very lucky that their first goal was ruled out due to offside, and yeah, we scored right after that, which was pretty hilarious. But we'll take anything we get right now.
Do you think Everton could have had a shout for a penalty? Dewsbury Hall kind of went shoulder to shoulder. I can't remember which Liverpool player it was, and then he goes over in the box, and then it was waved to play on. But again, a bit similar to the Kusanov one. I felt like if that happened anywhere else on the pitch, it's called a foul.
It's a tough one. First, I think it was outside the box, so even if it was a foul, I think that would have been a penalty anyway. But it was a tough one. It was shoulder to shoulder. It was. I don't think there was any clear foul in it, so I'd say no. Like, yeah, I'd be biased in saying that, but it did look shoulder to shoulder to me, and outside the box as well. So yeah, I wouldn't say that, but yeah, that was one of many chances that Everton had, and they did rip through our defence very easily. We were doing the same old thing of trying to keep the ball, but not incisive enough, not sharp enough. It was disappointing to see Wirtz's performance. Like, he tried, but again, he looked a little bit leggy. His first touch sometimes was a bit baffling. His passing was a bit, hit and miss. Like, what Gakpo did looked like what Wirtz should be doing, with that assist to Salah. Like, that was pinpoint perfectly weighted for Salah. Like, it was so easy for Salah to finish it in. Like you're saying, maybe, Gakpo should focus on those strengths that he has rather than just trying to do the same thing each time. But it was nice to see how direct he was. Like, even when he was doing his usual cutting in and shooting, like, he seemed to have a bit more, like, he's trying to prove doubters wrong. Like, there's a lot more to his game than usual. So that was nice to see from Gakpo. Obviously, a nice finish from Salah. And then they equalise. And I'm thinking at this point, it's the same old thing of us drawing or losing a game and then not doing much else. Because up until Van Dijk's winner, there wasn't really much going for us. And Everton could have got the winner. We didn't really have that many clear-cut chances. We weren't really testing their goalkeeper enough. So the same old issue of our creativity and our sort of build-up play, the same old questions were there. But yeah, Van Dijk with a header. We probably got a bit lucky. I don't know, judging by stats, but from what I saw, maybe slightly lucky to have got the victory, but we'll take it. So, but as you said, Zahid, as well, it's one of those games where you don't, form goes out the window. So even if you win a scrappy 2-1, you'll take it for sure. So yeah, happy just to keep ourselves in that Champions League race, and Chelsea are making it easy for us, but we can be just as shit as Chelsea on our day. So it's not over.
Another comment from Charles. At least Slot is planning for the summer, contrary to the narratives run by so-called fan channels. Zahid, Tamim, do you think there's too much negativity around Slot this year? I mean, you both have been quite critical of him as well. I suspect that's probably frustration more than anything over how things went last year to how things have been this year.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I guess I would say we've been very unlucky with our injuries this season. The players we signed who we've lost into injury, it's been very frustrating. But yeah, we had some.
Zahid, I think you've gone mute, bro. I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Oh, maybe it's just me.
So yeah, the defensive solidity that we had in seasons gone by has just disappeared. So I think we need some of that back. I think maybe Slot has played a little bit too attacking this season, and the whole pressing DNA that we developed under Klopp. Maybe we need to go back to some of that. I think Gravenberch had a better game yesterday. But yeah, the team seems to have been lacking direction to an extent. And I don't know if the players have sort of fallen out of love with the Slot system. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who or what we're going to do in terms of signings in the summer. We'll have to see. I mean, we need to shore up a few different positions, but obviously we'll get players back fit in the new year, in the new season. So it's hard to say at the moment. I don't know what we'll do in that sense. But yeah, I mean, huge win regardless. And if we can finish in Champions League spots, then it will do wonders for us. Obviously, I've kind of said Slot out already. But to be honest, Rio played some of the second half, and he wasn't as influential as we'd hoped. He had a chance before that Van Dijk header. He had a chance to win the game, and he didn't take it. But is that putting too much emphasis on a 17-year-old to try and win you the derby? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, and then Isak started up front again. It's not happening. It's not clicking. And like you said, Florian Wirtz didn't play that well. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. We're just very stop-start this season, very inconsistent. I just hope it improves next season. Basically, the season's a write-off, pretty much. We might be laughing along with everyone else, hoping for an Arsenal bottle job. But again, we know how hard it is to beat this City team in a league season. I've said this many times before. Maybe the thing that Arsenal didn't do, or they haven't. Well, it's not over yet. But you need to get a huge point advantage. And then Pep just gives up pretty much, or the players give up. And then you can sail off, go to Ibiza or whatever, and then just celebrate out the rest of the season. You can't give them a sniff. Otherwise, they're always on the hunt. But anyway, let's not get back to Arsenal and City again.
I also think it's a bit of a nuts thing, like how much of a rebuild we need, right? Like we spent a lot of money, didn't we, Zahid? But we still need, like, Salah's aging, so obviously he's going at the end of the season. Gakpo probably isn't good enough. So, there's at least one attacking signing we need there, one on the wings. Then we've had the issue of not having a proper defensive midfielder. The defense, I mean, Xhaka joining, Leone maybe. But Van Dijk aging, we need at least one defender. There's still a lot of work to do, isn't there?
We're
and also,
like, and I think we might be bringing back
exactly. Tsimikas. The right back situation where we've played Jones, we've had to play Jones there. Frimpong's not looked, he's looked okay at times, but not world class. But the same about Jones. I thought Jones had a very good game, and there's rumours about him potentially being sold to Villa over the summer. Yeah. I don't know, and I think he's not world class, but I think he's a very good player. I think there's, he's got composure on the ball and sometimes a bit more to his game than, say, McAllister right now, and Gravenberch even at times. I don't know. I don't think I'd be a fan of him being sold. I don't know what you think.
I think it's really important to have a player who's from the city, to bring that culture through to the players, and I think we need to keep him. If we lose him, we don't have a Scouser in the team. So yeah, I think it's really important to keep him in the team. I don't think we should sell him. If we do, it'd be a travesty, honestly.
Yeah, 100%.
It's interesting, right? Like, why Arsenal fans love Haaland and Haaland so much. Why we kind of revere them is because they kind of represent us in a weird sort of way, and I think like Curtis Jones, Trent before probably has that same value for Liverpool. So I guess thinking about Man United, like so Kobe Mainu, why he's so loved for that fan base also. Like kind of similar values, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Talking about Manu, shall we move on to talking about the United-Chelsea game?
Yeah, sounds good. Didn't get to watch it, but Omar.
I mean, we don't have Uzi here. He's gone for a quick a quick 1-2, let's say. But yeah, what do you think of the game? What do you think of the game, Omar?
So I didn't watch it. I watched the highlights on the match of the day. I would say we got a little bit lucky. Like Chelsea could have easily won that game. They had a lot of chances. They hit the crossbar, the post, 2 or 3 times in that match, and it could have gone the other way. Overall, I'd say they were the better team. It was a little bit of a smash and grab on our part, but we managed to.
I can't hear anything.
Can you guys hear?
Yeah, I can hear you, Omar. Yeah, it's fine.
So we managed to
force out. Pretty intense.
Managed to force out the win. So that keeps our Champions League push alive. I think we only need 6 more points now from the remaining 5 games, and then we're confirmed top 5. If we had lost, that would have completely changed the narrative. So we're still in that sort of things can go either way moment for us, and I think Carrick still has some questions to answer before we say anything on the permanent basis for him, particularly over the next 2 matches. I think the Brentford and Liverpool game, if we can see those 2 games out, then he's probably in with a good shot of getting the permanent position. Although I still have some of my reservations regarding him. I don't know if it's just the scars of Ole that I think this might just be a good vibes moment, and whether he will take us to the next level. I don't know if the tactical acumen is still there yet. I still think he's got a long way to come. He's still early in his managerial career, still got a lot to learn. So we just have to wait and see.
Would you give him the job? I guess it's a question to both of you.
I would say I would wait the next 2 games at the minimum. Wait till Brentford and Liverpool out of the way, Champions League secured, and we play well across the next 2 games. Then I would probably lean towards giving it, only because I don't see who else we will be able to give it to. Because Tuchel's signed for England. Ancelotti's, I don't know if he's signed yet, but he's more or less going to sign again for Brazil. Roberto De Zerbi's gone to Tottenham. I don't think they would go for Iraola, even though he's now available, just because it's a big step up from Bournemouth to United. I don't know if he needs like another club in between, that sort of Europa League type club before he moves on to United, to a Champions League type club. Who else is there? Oliver Glasner, again, same sort of situation. Again, he would only last 2 or 3 years. So yeah, I'd say who's the other one? And then there's Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann's the other one. Again, he's not really proven much in other than winning it with Bayern Munich, which more or less everybody does. So yeah, I would probably lean towards giving it to Carrick, only because he's the only thing really available at the moment.
Fair enough.
Sorry about that. We just.
I don't think we could disagree with that. To be fair.
Do you want to ask me? Wait, why am I asking you to ask me the question? I'll ask the question myself. Do you think Carrick deserves the job? Yes. Next question, please.
And Fernandes got another assist in the match as well, so he's only 2 away from matching Henry's record, Henry and De Bruyne's. So 5 games to go, so let's hope he can do that. That'll be interesting.
It's crazy how that's happened. That's just come out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah,
I did not expect that to happen.
because it's something like, I don't think he got his first assist till like October or something like that. Sort of 2 months into the season, and then they've just come thick and fast since.
The mad thing is Henry's assists were all for open play. That's the crazy thing. So
yeah,
man.
Did Henry take corners? He did take corners for you guys, didn't he?
Occasionally, but it was mainly like Perez and other players like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I think something like 7 of them have. I think is it 7? 7 of them have come from Fernandez giving the ball to Casemiro, whipping the ball into Casemiro. So it's like them two have formed like a decent partnership on that front. There's some talk about whether he should get Player of the Year. If he does get the assist record, then he's definitely up in that conversation. Danyaal probably wanting one of the Arsenal players to go for it. Who would you put as your Arsenal Player of the Year?
If we win the league, I think Big Gabby. Irony.
God.
Omar or Uzbi.
Gabriel?
Yeah.
What was the
Go ahead,
question?
Tamim.
I was going to ask, on the topic of Bruno, do you think he deserves to be put up there with De Bruyne, or is that a bit too far in terms of comparison?
I need to ask ChatGPT for a response after you.
I think he has to be considered up there, considering the difference in the players around him compared to what De Bruyne had at City. He could probably easily walk into Pep's City team or Arteta's Arsenal team, and those figures would be probably far higher than what he's got at the moment. Even when he's playing for Portugal, especially when once Ronaldo's taken a bit more of a step back with the Portuguese team, you can sort of see Fernandes steps up a lot more. So I would say he'll definitely be considered up in that category there.
Yeah,
I mean,
not to take anything away from Bruno, but he's literally only had to play 40 games compared to like all the other players who've had Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao. So he's had literally like a week's rest and a week's prep before each Prem match. Nothing to take away from Bruno. Like I think he's a great player.
I think he's a great player, to be honest. I think he's just unfortunate that he's in this United team that's gone through this rut. Like if he had a higher quality caliber of teammates around him, I think he would absolutely flourish, man. I think he's a great leader as well. When he joined the club, you could see the drive that he had. Yeah. He definitely pushed the team forward in the way that he showed his passion on the pitch. I think he's an excellent footballer.
Yeah.
It was interesting. You referenced a slow start, Omar, at the beginning of the year, and I know there was some, especially when he missed a few penalties as well at the beginning of the season. But there were a few United fans kind of lamenting the fact the club didn't cash in on him when they had the £100 million opportunity to sell him to Saudi. So it just shows you, like, former temporary class is permanent and all that with him. So
yeah. I'll admit, I was one of the ones that questioned it, because particularly that was in that Ruben Amorim's era, sort of beginning part of the season, when there was still a little bit of hope there, and I was like, should we just have a complete squad overhaul? And even though he was a brilliant footballer, should he be one of the ones to make way for a new class to come through? But evidently I was wrong. I'm glad we kept him, because he's definitely been a big benefit this season. Even last season as well, like, a lot of his goals saved us. And we finished 15th. It probably could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for Fernandes. So.
And what about sorry. Yeah, I was going to ask about Desco. Has he been injured, or I've not heard much about him? Like, is he been a little bit off form or injured? What's happening with him?
He played yesterday, not yesterday, on Sunday. Was it Saturday? Saturday, sorry. I think it's just the fact that we've not had much football over the last few weeks. It's only our second game in the space of like over a month or something like that. So probably about it. But he has been a bit more quieter. Same with Mbeumo and Cunha as well. The last few matches they've not done much. It's mainly been Fernandes and Casemiro. But I think on Saturday, them three, so Fernandes, especially Cunha and Mbeumo, did step up a little bit more. They played a little bit better than what they've done in previous matches. But yeah, I would say overall this season, them three have definitely been a benefit. They've definitely been a good signings for us compared to what we've done in the past few transfer windows. I think Mbeumo struggled a bit more since he's come back from AFCON. So I don't know if there's just a bit of fatigue in there from that. But otherwise, no complaints with what we've signed so far.
By the way, I'm conscious that it's past midnight, so now we're moving into ASMR territory. Hey, you watching this podcast, click that like and subscribe button. Move your hand swiftly over the mouse and the cursor, and you'll notice a little ding on YouTube. Once you've done that, you'll be receiving plenty of videos from the Clash of the Reds podcast moving forward. Anyway, back to the questions. You slags. Danyaal, Charles, what are you doing with that pillow? Charles says David Raya or Declan deserve it. What do you think about that?
What was the last goalie to get player of the season? I'm not sure.
I think it was Andre Onana.
It's got to go to Nicholas Jova, surely.
Say that again, Zahid.
Nicholas Jova for player of the season.
Yeah.
Rice is a great shout. Potentially, yeah. But yeah,
Do you like to have curry with rice, or on its own with yogurt, or Muller rice?
The
Rice
clean sheets have kind of dried up a little bit for Arsenal, and has the set pieces. Funny enough,
and for time as well, bro.
So it says, I just done a quick Google. Peter Schmeichel was the last goalkeeper to win Premier League Player of the Season in 95-96.
Wow, man, that's going back.
Nice.
I don't think David Raya is up there with Peter Schmeichel in terms of.
Say that again. Sorry, you glitched a bit, bro.
I don't think.
Well, you're saying to me that David De Gea didn't win?
No.
Well, De Gea never won the league, right? I'm sorry. He never won the league when he was like the best player. Is what I'm saying.
He won it. He only won it in Fergie's last season, and that's it. He's not won it post then. So yeah. I think. Let me see.
Are you guys feeling? Sorry,
it was a huge game, regardless for United. Like they've cemented pretty much top four now with that win. I mean, we haven't even spoken about the demise of Chelsea. There was even a moment where you saw Garnacho just running with the ball, and there was no point in anyone like tracking him back, closing him down. He was eventually going to lose the ball anyway. Like he's such a useless footballer, honestly. And there's Twitter rumors that Arsenal should sign Garnacho, or that Arteta might want to sign Garnacho just for the jokes. But yeah, I mean. The goal that United scored as well, Pedro Neto stopped tracking his runner. I mean, I guess they had one. Fofana was off the pitch, receiving treatment, but Fofana is like they just I don't know. Fofana constantly gets injured. Their main man, Reece James, constantly gets injured. It's just a weird team at the moment. I don't understand Chelsea as a team, and the whole club. There was the furore recently about the resale ticket company being partly owned by Todd Bowley, and fans being charged up to quite a large sum of money for tickets for their next game. I think it was it FA Cup game. But yeah, no, Chelsea. I don't know what's happened to Chelsea. Seeing like the meltdown of Rory Jennings is just lovely though, so I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, I don't know. Do you think Liam Rosini will still be there next season? Because from what the club have said, they said that they think they're happy with keeping him at the moment and stuff like that. Like, that's, as a manager, is that going to give you much confidence going into next season, or even as players, not knowing if your manager's going to be there next season? Just Chelsea's a bit of a Chelsea have become the banter club really this season for sure.
I love how Danyaal's agreeing with that. Yeah, they're the banter club. They're the banter club. I mean, are you guys a bit? Do you think it's ominous signs for United? Well, for other clubs, how well they've played under Carrick. Do you think next year they'll carry that form with them, or is it just going to fall flat pretty quickly?
I mean, if you look at your front three, you've got Mbeumo, you've got Cunha. If Sesko comes into form, then obviously, and as he grows into this whole Premier League and everything, I mean, you've got Bruno Fernandes behind them as well. I'm not sure about Lamens. Lenny Yoro, I still think he's young. He's still growing into the role that he has. Maguire signed a 1-year extension, right? And then who do you have as left back and right back? Because I know you got Dalot playing here and there.
So we got Dalot, Mazraoui. They batted it out for the left, and on the right it's and Dalot sometimes goes on the right as well. Who's our main right back? Luke Shaw plays on the left, and then Dalot usually goes on the right.
Okay. I mean, Luke Shaw stays surprisingly fit. Maybe it's the lower number of games you've had this season.
Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, I think we've not had as many games. We probably would need to get another backup left back. Something invest a bit more for the future there, because particularly next season, where hopefully if we have Champions League, we'll play a lot more games. Luke Shaw will need a lot more resting.
I don't know what it was like against Chelsea, but generally your outball is always to Ahmed Diallo. So I don't know.
He was a sub against Chelsea. He came on in that last 10-15 minutes.
Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about United's prospects next season? I feel like if you make some additional signings, clear out some of the rut. It depends. To be honest, it depends on who your manager is next season as well.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Not Carrick. There's a big question mark about what's going to happen.
I'll say next season's aims should be just to continue with aiming for Champions League again, having a decent cup run in one of the cups, any of the cups, and taking things from there. I don't think it will be anytime soon that will be challenging for the league. I mean, if we can, fantastic. But realistically, if we can keep top 5 or Champions League, I should say, and have a decent cup run, maybe win one of the trophies, have a nice day out at Wembley with Danyaal, and maybe we'll be all right.
I'm just getting some breaking news from our administrator, Danyaal, that one of us may have offended Charles in the comments. So, Charles, my message to you, baby, come back. Whoa, baby, come back. Please like and subscribe. Baby, come back. Whoa. Is that okay, Danyaal?
I mean, in all honesty, yes. Sorry, Charles, if we upset you. Thank you for watching us at the moment.
Shall we go to predictions now? I'm conscious most of us have jobs. Should we do that? Sound okay? Cool. The big one, Wednesday. Well, big in the context of what it means for Arsenal. Burnley versus Manchester City. Danyaal, your prediction, please.
Yeah, they're going to thrash them like 3-4-0. Like the sad thing is, like, Arsenal have another opportunity to lose again without even playing. Unfortunately, and obviously that will probably take City to go top of the league at that point. That's my prediction, like 3-4-0 win for City.
Zahid?
Part of me thinks that Burnley, I don't know, I feel like there's such an emotional outlay and so much energy has gone into beating Arsenal and the whole occasion and everything that maybe City might take the foot off the gas a little bit and Burnley might have an opportunity to get a draw out of the game. But I mean, going by the form book.
Right?
Sorry?
It's a bit of a trap game for them, right?
Yeah. But going by the form book, I mean, City should beat them. So I'm still going for a City win. Maybe 2-1.
Omar.
Yeah, same. I expect a City win, 2-0.
Tamim. Sorry.
That's right.
So
Tamim?
3-0 City. Yeah.
I think eking probably towards Zahid's prediction because I just want to piggyback. I reckon it'll be a close one, maybe a 2-1, 1-0. Sorry, I love how you kind of gave me the little side eye, like piggyback, yeah. And then the next set of fixtures, FA Cup semi-final, nice day out, nobody cares. Ooh, Saturday the 25th, Arsenal 5:30 against Newcastle. Tamim, your predictions for that, please.
It's gonna be a tight one. I could see Arsenal trying to bite back and really go for it after what's happened recently. So I'll go 2-1 Arsenal.
Zahid?
I mean, Newcastle have been absolutely failing the past few games, so I very much expect an Arsenal win from this game because Newcastle have been hopeless so far in recent times this season. So I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal.
Omar?
Yeah, same. I agree with Zahid there. I think they're coming off of 2 back-to-back defeats or 3 back-to-back, something like that. So I expect maybe a 3-1 Arsenal victory there.
3 back-to-back
Danyaal?
defeats.
Sorry, Danyaal?
Yeah, I expect us to beat them. I think they're missing Joe Linton. I think Liverpool has got an injury as well. So missing some key players there. And they're just in terrible form. And we're getting players back. So 2-0, 3-0.
Yeah, I reckon Arsenal will beat them pretty well, 3-0. There's no other fixtures aside from that, none of significance. Probably the week after we've got the semi-final with Madrid and Arsenal, so I guess we'll cover that then. I think that's everything for today.
Oh, okay. I probably won't be there for that. Maybe I can give my predictions for the first leg.
Okay, we don't need that. You can't give us some predictions.
I think it'll be 1-1.
To who? Sorry. Okay. Zai, do you want to predict that semi-final as well? Madrid, Arsenal?
Are we talking about the first leg only here?
No, we're talking about the third leg. Yes, the first.
Yeah, let's not talk about the third leg.
Whoops, that's not my little stationary comment there.
Who's playing at home?
I think it's Madrid.
Madrid are at home for the first leg, yeah.
Okay, so that's advantage Arsenal already. I think it's going to be a 1-0 win to Atletico.
Okay. Omar?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be like a defensive masterclass from both teams, I reckon. I would maybe hitch towards maybe a 1-1 draw.
Sounds like you're saying it might be Harami ball instead of Haram ball. Tamim?
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be a boring watch. Going to fall asleep by the 10th minute, if I'm lucky. It will cure my insomnia for sure. 1-0 to Atletico, I'd say.
Do you guys want to predict the game before the Bayern PSG, or is that not of relevance to us?
It's funny, like Atleti aren't that team from 10 years ago. Like they had a really interesting, exciting match with Barca, and their game against Tottenham as well was quite entertaining, especially from an Arsenal perspective. So yeah, they're not the team that you think they are.
But we're also talking about Arsenal as well.
Fair enough.
We're not just talking about Atleti.
Okay. Don't worry, we'll bring the fire as well, man. Don't worry, we'll bring the fire.
Yeah, no, next season will be your season. Yeah. Right, I think that's us done. Any final thoughts, ladies?
Just thank you to everyone who's been with us, Charles especially. Thank you, guys. Thank you, bro.
Charles.
Yeah, much love to you being with us all this time. just like, share, and subscribe, I guess.
Like, share, and subscribe. Okay, this is where we need to do a salute. So left hand, right hand, screw it. Thank you, folks. See you next time. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Tasriya Khan. Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Hola. Hoş geldiniz. Goodbye, Denise. All right.